It's time to take a look at the one who sees and records all that goes around. Hey guys, it's GHJ, and today I'll be giving you a look at my experience with Jane. So let's get started with some info. Jane is a 4-star detonator that is affiliated with Umbratron. Her active skill, Final Spectator, deals 150% damage to the enemy with the lowest HP percentage and grants a witness mark. Each stack of the witness mark increases the attack of water Aurorians by 1% and removes active skill cooldown if the target is killed with the skill. Her chain combo, Intercept. At 2 tiles, it deals 150% damage to one surrounding cluster. And at 8 tiles, it deals 170% damage to 12 tiles in a diamond shape. Her equipment, Chest of Mammon. When an active skill deals damage to an enemy, increases the final damage by 10% for every 6% HP lost by the enemy. As someone who doesn't have a lot of options to choose from with water detonators, Jane was truly the best option for the time. But this isn't me trying to downplay her as a unit, not at all. In fact, Jane has been pretty solid, and that's because of her bread and butter of an active skill. In fact, her kit pretty much revolves all around her active. First at A2, her skill can reset after it kills an enemy. Then at A3, it grants a witness mark which increases water units attack by 1%. And these marks stacks with every time you use her skill. Not only that, but it also has a short 1-turn cooldown. With those two elements in consideration, it'll allow you a chance to clear out multiple enemies within the stage. Having the chance to stack up a nice amount the longer the fight goes on, which means more damage to dish out. And if that isn't enough, her equipment skill even helps boost her active even further, increasing final damage by 10% for every 6% loss when at max level, which sees producing more damage, especially on those boss stages. After all, the more health they have, the more you're looking at some solid numbers when you're building her up. Between her active equipment, Jane can truly play as a solid role as a detonator, a unit that can take advantage the longer a fight goes on. With everything about Jane revolving around her active skills, having the capability to dish out some solid high damage the more you use it, she's an excellent recommendation if you haven't yet pulled some of the higher rating units. Jane has among the highest attack stats for 4 stars and even higher than some 5 and 6 stars. And that's a good look for the type of unit she is. Jane is all about dishing out more and more damage the longer the fight goes on. The one thing I especially like to do is have Vice weaken the enemies and then use Jane to sweep them up. So depending on the stage, you already have a nice amount of marks set up and ready. This is if you have her at max breakthrough where her active skill is ready at the start. But even then, you really have to wait just one turn. She may not immediately start off doing high numbers, but she can easily get there with the kit she has. Another thing to take into consideration is that she's boosting your water teammates as well. Now sure, 1% doesn't seem like much of a boost at first, but take into consideration that marks can stack and you're slowly but surely having a nice increase in attack for all your water units. However, she does have a few faults of her own. One is most of her damage dealing relies entirely on her active skills. Her chain combo doesn't do a lot of damage and even has a bit of a short range, needing you to get close to enemies in order to pull off attacks. With Jane, there's more to game focusing on attacks with active skill instead. Another thing to remember is she's not immediately coming in doing high damage right from the start. She isn't someone who finishes a fight quickly. She relies on racking up witness marks, which in turn gives her a better chance at doing more damage alongside her equipment skill. Jane solely relies on continuous uses of her active skills. It's pretty much the only thing she got going for her. So Jane is pretty much to be a cannon that gets stronger the more you use her. Practically a one-trick pony from my experience with her. But in the end, she's still a solid damage dealer. So if you need one, she's a good option if you don't have the best of the best. And this has been my small take on how I feel about Jane. Did I get something right about her? Did I miss something out? Let me know in the comments below and tell me if there's any other units that you want me to cover. This has been GHJ, guys, so until next time, peace out.